Okay, let's see here. Swap on over to the main screen. Got our pen tool ready. Gonna take a look at a Chaos team. Good times. So, we got the skills popped up now. Should be 11 versus 11, I believe. 4, 7. Yeah, 11 1Ls versus 11 Chaos. We're going to be focusing mainly on the Chaos perspective. That's the perspective I'm best with. Just starting off, general game plan for this is, Chaos are going to try to get removals. Because if you don't get removals on the Wood Elves, you don't really have much going for you. Gotta move up Ball Carrier. That's pretty solid. Beyond that, not much. There's one word answer here to worry about. Some catchers. Just one word answer? Yeah. If you get the word answer on the floor, you foul it, but you don't even target that, really, because it's got blodge. If you can get a 3-die on it with the Minotaur relatively safely, go for it, but other than that, you're just hitting all the squishy linemen. Minotaur is actually decent to blitz with. It's the only source of Mighty Blow here. So, if you can afford it, you blitz with the Minotaur. Oh, there's also Eldril. Also a good target. And I apologize if you hear a hostage negotiation in the background. We are currently watching a baby. And they do not like being fed. They do not like napping. They do not like, they do not like much of anything. They like being seen and heard. That's what they like. I do not like hitting the tree here. I really wouldn't want to see a tree hit. Because what happens is, if you take the Claw Mighty Blow hit on the tree, you can get this down and that's fine, right? But worst case scenario is you get push, now you're stuck on a tree with your Minotaur, and you're not able to take those Mighty Blow hits on the juicier targets. So I really don't recommend this. Especially, like, what if you wild animal? Then it's just really annoying. I would much rather see a frenzy hit on the loner. 3-die, end up based on another elf. Which, the elves are going to 2+ off anyways, but I'd still rather have the chance of being based on something. It's a great start. We have a Chaos game versus someone else, and then we have your match that you sent in, which I think is a mixed game, isn't it? I wanted to do that one second because it's a little more complex. Yep, right there we see why going for the tree with your only Mighty Blow does not pay off when it's a Minotaur. Like, this is a niggle. Oh, it's Dub Skulls. Okay, I must have missaw the team. Or you sent me the wrong game. You might have sent me the wrong game, because I think you sent me a mixed game. Because you were playing something with a Burt symbol. I don't like fouling the tree. I think that's silly. It's a lot of commitment, and even if you break armor, it's hard to injure. And I don't think you should GFI there. You just don't have to GFI. You have a lot of movement. You can get up here. That one extra space isn't going to make much of a difference. And the elves cannot reach you. Okay, sounds good, sounds good. I'll have to restart the client then. Yeah, that's like rotten luck. Usually you're not punished for that in the 1 out of 36. 4 rerolls, it's okay, but I'd really much rather just keep the ball here one more turn rather than risk a GFI with the ball. the baby in the background. If you can start hearing the baby, let me know. I'll mute and see if I have to go assist. Yep. But you see, this tree has done its job. It has drawn all the attention of 5 people for a turn. And lots of support over here. So let's go back and look at this again. A lot of commitment here. Opens up the sides. Elves just run around, get between your players and the ball. The way you prevent that is, instead of this Minotaur being here, have him come take this hit, take the Blitz over here somewhere, try to get on Eldril, try to pressure the War Dancer, and screen off a little bit. Like, if you didn't take this hit, you have 2 more players free for screening off the Wood Elves. They don't get to go around you. You just put a random lino there. All right, wonderful. I'll make sure to download that in a minute. Yeah. So really, this whole drive can be quite wild just from right here. These sides are so open. Wood Elves just come in. They can blitz. If they really wanted to, they could blitz like this Chaos Warrior. Screen off really easily. Come up through this way. So, especially until you have the ball in the cage against Wood Elves, you really want to be careful as Chaos. You want to screen off. You want to buy... Instead of going aggressive on this tree, if you screen off on the sideline here, you don't have to screen as hard on this side, but if you screen off on this left side, you can really inhibit the advance. Yeah, against Eldril, you gotta be even more careful because of the Hypno Gaze. But you're not gonna put it in just a cage. You're gonna put it in a double screen, right? And then leave a player behind for the inevitable War Dancer play. And this is a really hard matchup. The Chaos don't have a lot of kill skills. They don't have tackle. They don't even have guard to deal with the Wood Elves. And the Wood Elves, I don't think, are running many catchers. But this is a really hard matchup in general until you get more skills as the Chaos. Like, if this Minotaur had tentacles, you're feeling great. And ball on ground is very, very dangerous. Basing doesn't do much even because agility 4. Screening off a little bit, okay. Getting players moved first, very good. Screen off the assist. This corner dodge is not very hard, so you're going to want to bring this back. Slotting that in, okay. Where are you going? I don't like this. I don't like this. So, the thing to always remember with Chaos into fast agility teams is, especially with a Minotaur, you want to be very careful what isolated pieces you go after on your offense. Because this piece, yeah, you got a good hit here, you got a 3-die, you're able to get a Mighty Blow hit with the Minotaur. But it really puts your Minotaur out of position. What are you going to hit next turn? Like, is anything going to be in range? Are you going to be able to move your Minotaur? Or are you going to have to take just rely on the 50-50 wild animal roll? I would much rather just take the natural 50-50 this turn from this square to try and move up here or move down here into position to do stuff later on. Yeah, and leaving something based is always good as well. Worst case scenario, if you fail the movement, is you stand next to where the tree's going to stand up, if it stands up on its 50-50. But you're still in a good spot to get 2 hits on a tree. Like, you can reclaim the center from that position. But I'd just much rather leave this Minotaur central until you get the ball back in hand. And I'd much rather blitz one of these Wood Elves right here. Like, you could have taken this Chaos Warrior and hit right here. And had ball on a much better screen and a cage. That's okay. That's super risky, though. If you're gonna do that, you might as well move the Chaos Warrior and then hand off, with the move up being the part of the cage. Carrying on strength 4 is good. I like that. I agree. Especially when you don't have guard against War Dancer. It forces red dice. But I'm pretty sure block is better than forcing red dice. Okay, Wood Elves are down to 2 rerolls. Oh yeah, okay. I forgot about the Hypno Gaze already. Yep, that was a good dodge. Basing up the Chaos Warrior. The situation's still not too bad. Take some stand-ups, I like that. Might be a chain push here. You cannot blitz with the Minotaur this turn, I don't think. Like that. Gotta blitz this piece. Or you take a regular hit with this warrior. It's not terrible, but it's with the ball and you don't have blocks, so I probably wouldn't do that. Hey, Yeti, how's it going? Eldrill's getting base, good. Got the movement up here. I really am not a fan of this. Worked out though. This was Codpiece who requested this, so the Chaos did. But I'm trying a thing where I'm trying to look at it from the Wood Elf point of view. Not a gaze is okay if you're not planning on using them for anything else. Red dice on the ball, yeah, that's why you take red dice on the ball. Right there. Sometimes you get lucky. And you gotta reroll the leap there. Just because War Dancer on the ground is very dangerous. You foul this as the Chaos. This is one of the 2 danger pieces. So first you reset up, reclaim space. Surf Eldril. You surf Eldril. You surf Eldril. Tell me what to do. Even a both down would have been fine. Like, there's only one result that fails, right? So you're looking at a skull on... Avoiding a skull on 2 dice. Which, actually not that terrible of odds. You're looking at a 5 and 6 twice. So this is like a two-thirds play. When you red dice the ball without block. Or when it doesn't have block. And strip ball is just ridiculous for red dice plays. Yep, you always try to move your wild animal. Never loses tackle zones. Yep, that's a good foul. That's the Apo. It's really good. This tree is rooted, so you do not have to worry about this once you get around it. So just get around the tree. You don't Apo that. That's a niggling injury. Good riddance. This is dangerous. That's... Well, this is volatile. You surf this piece now. Nice and easy on the Eldril body. Like, I would surf this piece first. Because you're always going to hit this. You're always going to surf it. Then you're going to pick it up. Okay, so you're not going to surf it. You're going to base both of those. I think you leave this player there. Here, I would go around. I would base this piece. I think you've blocked yourself. Because you kind of want to be over here. I think picking up on the Chaos Warrior is really greedy at this point. You have 3 more turns to score, and you have a movement 7 right here. I think picking up a move 5 is really greedy. Like, go ahead, take the score. I know you're trying to level. Yes, yes it is. You have found the naughty acronym that he's chosen. Shame, shame, shame. Okay. I think Wood Elves are doing fine. I think got this based. Not too hard to get off, but if you are forced to blitz behind, you don't get to blitz in front. At this point, you can just Hail Mary the blitzes with the Minotaur. You can go for the base. That works nice. Yep, and just taking the blitz here. I like keeping Eldril here if you can. Moving the screen around. Okay. You're just plonking you right here. Okay, and then this Chaos Warrior is going to come stand like right here. But Eldril's going to come and Hypno Gaze, and there's going to be a blitz on the ball, another red dice. Ooh, oh, okay. Getting a hit on the Beastman. Trying to slow down the cage. I think the Widows at this point should focus more on regrouping their players. If Codpiece is insistent on scoring with the Chaos Warrior, you have time still. Okay, we got the double base. Is taking those 3+2+s. Good, good. Change their mind. Bringing them forwards. Good. Like that. Getting Eldril off with the chain push. Good. Getting the other one off with a chain push. Really nice. Well done. But now where are you going to put the ball? I don't think you can be in scoring range and have the ball safe. Basing Wood Elves doesn't do much. This is going to be a 1-die hit. I'm pretty sure. This is a 3+ into a 1-die. No reroll, though. Oh, that's actually just better. This is 2+ into a 1-die. Into another 1-die, or is this red dice? Yeah, it's red dice. Nope, nope. Okay. Not taking the hit, just taking the base. Should be possible to get a chain push, but it won't be a very good chain push. Blitzing is kind of not super viable. But you can chain push this to make it a 3+, dodge off into a 2+ GFI, and have that be your scoring potential. You could probably even get rid of 2 GFIs with the Minotaur. Yep, okay. That's good. So this is set up here. So we're going to see... I assume this is going to be the Minotaur hit. Chain push you to right here. Then you need to set up one more. So you just put a player right here. Chain push it again. Yeah, okay. You can get rid of the dodge. Set up to make it 3 die if you can. 3 die, 3 die. Okay. Does not get rid of both of them. Wait, no, you should have taken the push. You should have taken the push. You could have avoided this dodge if you took the push. Because now you also had to GFI. You could have gotten rid of 2 dash rolls by taking that push. That's just a small misstep there. But it ended up costing you a touchdown. Even if you took the push and then failed to get this loner down, which on 3 dice is really hard to do, you still were much better off. Hey, feller, how's it going? And I do like the intercept right at the end. Like, everybody's, like, not allowed to do things. That's fun. But yeah, that half was mostly fine. Some very beginning turn 1, you need to screen off until the ball's further up. That's the main thing against Wood Elves is Chaos. Screen off until the ball is safe. And then when the ball is safe, find ways to keep it safe. Make it as risky as possible to take the leap in, because the thing is that leaping in on the ball for red dice is a strong thing to threaten with, but that is you don't want to do it until the time is right. They're going to wait until turn 6, or until you give an easier chance than a leap in red die sack. I would go just classic chevrons here. Chevrons are a little awkward with the Minotaur. Just because, like, where do you put the Minotaur? Flat. Okay. So look like chevrons. Mostly chevrons, yeah. Okay, I like this. Full strength. You have the movement in the back to catch. It's decent. Wood Elves can slow roll this. They can try to bait you into their half. So you gotta be aware of that. Okay. Gets a blitz. Very fortunate. 3 die. Okay. Good attempt, though. No knockdown on 6 dice. A little rough. So you essentially failed a bunch of 33%. And that's a start. Okay. What else should have an easy time getting it down, though? And it looks like they're just going to take the quick score if they get it free. Can't blame them there. Gonna try to, at least. Takes another hit on it? Or it offers one up. Takes the 1 die. Eldro frees up. Wood Elf rotates really hard. Chaos has a chance to stabilize here. They just had to get a little lucky The Wood Elves fail a dodge into a reroll. Can be really spicy. Take your moves. Yeah, there is a chain push opportunity. You can push onto the ball, see what happens there. Honestly, here's what I'm saying, right? Here's what I'm saying. Take the chain push, and you can either push your player onto the ball, scatter it, see where it goes, and then you can hit with the Minotaur or the Chaos Warrior on one of these pretty freely. Probably just the Minotaur. It's got Mighty Blow. It'll work eventually, right? Mighty Blow works eventually. Mighty Blow isn't the skill that we deserve, but it's the skill that we need. I think I would have gone ahead and followed that. So right now it's like not too difficult to free up the ball a little bit. Not a gaze. Okay. Scatter did not work in the Woody's favor. Leaps are really sad this game so far. 1 and 9s are rough. That's better. 1 die. Gets the ball down. Don't follow. Go stand by the ball. I like that. 2 pluses are rough. Chaos can still get the ball. They can still get the ball. Eldrill's the target for the Minotaur. 100%. That's rough. You don't pick up the ball yet. You don't pick up the ball yet. You do stand this Chaos Warrior up, though. Stand the Chaos Warrior up, I think. Could be wrong, but feels right. Okay. At some point you need to dodge these Beastmen. I think I would have hit Eldril still. Eldril is the main power player. I don't really see much error in Codpiece's game. It's just a hard matchup and you don't have the skills for it yet. Get a tackle piece and you're fine to deal with the War Dancer. A dirty player also helps. Minotaur's been well behaved as well, so I don't think that's been the issue. That was a risky Hypno Gaze, though. I think that was a miscalculation of how hard that play was. Because that was a 5+ gaze. Could have gone for a 4+ gaze instead. And, okay. It's a way to get knocked down. Then you chain push Eldril. After you move your stuff, yeah. Okay. Free up the ball first. Always free up the ball first. I don't hate fouling the War Dancer again after you get the ball safe. It's unfortunate. It's good. Trap him a little bit. Okay. Eldril is not trapped. Just want to point that out. I would have ran past a little bit, I think. I would have ran into here. Oh, you couldn't really. You know, you could have come around the other way, right into here. That's unfortunate. Ball would have been exposed there, but Minotaur failing the 1 in 36 2-die is just rough. Gazing on the ground. Wonder if that was intentional not picking up Eldro, or if that was a not being familiar with how Hypnogaze works. Could have been either. I would have surfed a Beastman. I would have surfed this Beastman. No, you can't, because this was Blitz. I forgot about that already. Sometimes when you're spectating a replay, the blitzes just, like, disappear. Or they're hard to see. I don't normally have the issue of seeing if the blitz was used or not. At least not for, like, live games most of the time. Sometimes they'll disappear, but not nearly as much, I don't feel. Okay. Going for a ward answer, sir. I would have just done it with the Beastman. Oh, and that ward answer stays dead. Down to 0 ward answers on the Wood Elf team. That's really rough. Yeah, I definitely would have surfed with the Beastman instead. And then you could have moved the ball forwards and through. Yeah, that ward answer was just destined to die. That's the second time they've died this game. I still think you pick up with the Beastman with block at this point in the game. Because you're past the point where you can just... Like, unless you're really willing to greed, I think you just pick it up on the Beastman at this point. If your focus is on leveling the warrior above winning the game, you don't pick it up on this Beastman. But if your focus is split, definitely pick it up on a Beastman. Because this is scrummy. This is gonna be. Yep, gotta reroll that. Gotta walk through. Pickups have been atrocious. And I think as the elves, you scatter the ball. Or you attempt to pick it up, willing to have it scatter. Okay, okay. There's a steal. What a silly way to win a game. Let's be clear, that was a silly way to win a game. Four plus, 2 plus, 2 plus, 2 plus, 2 plus, 4 plus. Yeah, Greed got punished. Greed got punished. Could have surrounded the ball a little differently. But also, just the 1 in 9 pickups have struck again. That's how it is. Elves rolled the dice they needed, you know. It's just how the game goes sometimes. Chaos has gotten a lot of removals and just wasn't able to capitalize on it. Doesn't have the sure hands to make things more reliable. Running out of rerolls. I think the main problem was just the one turn where the Chaos Warrior took the surf rather than the Beastman, so the Chaos Warrior wasn't able to come through. I think if the Chaos Warrior was able to come through, the Elves are still contained, they have a hard time getting through themselves. Just get a nice easy 1-0 win. And the rest of this is just fouling, probably. Elves probably just plop it in. Yeah. Okay. And then Codpiece has to go for a two-turn conversion to tie the game, which not terribly difficult. I'm gonna switch views here for a second. Okay. Let's check the setup real quick. You don't need to hit the tree. You don't need to hit the tree. Just put a lineman on it. Put a beastman there. That's fine. Have the Minotaur hit something else. And get as many scoring threats as you can. So like Chaos Warriors, they take punches. And then you run beastmen up to at least the 8. Preferably the 7 or the 6. Taking this hit just potentially traps more players, gives you less options. And on Chaos, you really need to have threat. You need a beastman back here, preferably maybe even 2 since you don't have a sure hand. You just get 2 for the throw. Yep, especially because deep kick. If you had 2 back here, you could have like 1 here, run back, run forwards, get the other one positioned for a handoff play. Yep. Okay, we got 2 scoring threats. One of them is base though, so that one doesn't count. In order to have a guaranteed scoring threat, you need 2 unbased scoring threats. Hello, Quack-a-Mole. How's it going? That one's actually a little deep. Like, 1 extra square is nice, because it means you can't get pushed out. So putting them on the 6 with the movement up is fine. But that scoring threat is probably a little hard to get to. Pass will be harder. Don't really have someone in handoff ranges easily. That sort of thing. How are you doing, Quack-Mole? It's nice to have you. I think you've been on just about every stream I've done in the past month. Granted, I think I've done like 2. So that makes sense. Not been streaming very much lately. Got clans not started back up yet. Dub Skulls I play like 4 weeks apart because I'll do like an early round and a late round right back to back and then just not have to play. Yeah, you make most of them. You make most. Okay, that's a good attempt. I'm trying to go for another point there. Hard to get rid of these scoring threats here. And I have just been informed. Wait a minute. Hey, Mighty Crab, how you doing? How much here? Just taking hits, then going for the score. 0 rerolls, I would much rather just Hail Mary the score, but I like winning. It's a lucky hit. But I have officially been informed that my wife had a baby today. Her mother just took her back. Ugh. And I was greeted with an eye roll on that one. Success. And a horrible MVP. Two sad MVPs, really. Oh, wait, was that pass block? Wait a minute. No, okay, Eldro pass block. Eldro pass block. That's not the right place. Okay. Spoiler screen for a second. I need to download the replay. Glava sent me the wrong replay. Glava sent me wanted me to look at Dub Skulls. Sent me Mixed Mania. So I got in the game when I was making sure I had the right replays. And I saw just Mixed teams. I was like, okay, I'll cover a mixed team. That's fine. That's fine. I don't care. I'll like review any match. Um, we can look at the mixed team. We can look at the mixed team after the one glove I actually wanted to look at. We don't have any other games anyways, and the college entrants have not played many games yet, if any. So we don't have any college games to look at yet. So we don't have the in-depth stuff. We just have the nitpicking more experienced players, which is fine. That's always fun. Get an extra opinion. And you preface that with, my opinion isn't necessarily right. I play different teams differently than some people. Like, I have a Minotaur. Like, what do I know? I have a Minotaur. But I have a Minotaur, and I made it to quarterfinals of Challengers Cup. So take that, atheist. Yeah, I saw it was something silly. I was like, this Burt team looks weird. Wasn't it in semis? Yeah, it was in semis, but it was also in quarterfinals. You know what, Clava? How do I ban you? And Titus, time him out for a minute. Simo's not even here. That's a joke. Okay. I think it's this one. Oh yes, it's. I get to disagree with Glava about what is it, Underworld, which is always fun and enjoyable. I will be giving you the quote unquote correct correct information about Underworld, where it's not a stunty team, and your line rats are not expendable and shouldn't have dirty player. Don't make me sad. Okay, but you're against Quinine's humans. Okay. Yeah, Glove the worst. We all knew it. We all knew it. Yeah, let's see. We got... Oh. Got some guard. Got some mighty blow. Piling on. Linemen. Do we have a bench? No bench. Meanwhile, the quote-unquote stunties have 2 bench. Oh, you know. I am a professional streamer, and I know what I'm doing. Also, is that chat really big? That chat looks really big. Do I need to make that smaller? Is that better? That looks a little better. It's been a while since I've seen the chat so congested. we can just type in a smaller font. Okay. Who won the toss here? Let's see. So we'll watch Glava's offense, then we'll watch the human offense. We got Glart. I like Glart. I like Skitter. Any other inducements? Ooh, double fame. That's hard. And a bribe. Okay. I like a bribe. I like bribe. Can we get a power ranking of mixed teams? I don't even know anything about mixed teams. I do think... Oh, that's rough. We can look at what exactly are in mixed teams, and then I'll give you my power rankings. We can do that. I'm fine with that. We'll go through some theoreticals and we'll talk about it. That could be fun. We'll do that after this. That'll be fun. I like hitting with tackle. I think I like hitting with mighty blow more. Didn't amount to anything, so it doesn't matter. Fortunately, your claw mighty blow died, so you get a lot of inducements. Oh, you lucky bastard! Oh, that's so fortunate. My Underworld team is stuck with claw palm. I don't know what to do about it. Okay. Claw does not manage to do it. Block troll is good. Another hit. More hits. Hit, hit, hit. And you just dodge out the stunties, I assume? Or are you gonna carry on Skitter? Ooh, spicy. We're not gonna ban Scrubin yet. Strange Feller is great. I can attest to that. I can attest to that. But who would I be if I promoted people not to shit on each other in chat politely? It's a good foul. Bribe's gone already? Did you take that trade? Scrubin. Oh, that's punny. Well, I will have to point out, I am dyslexic. And I cannot lie, I've read your name as Scrubin for like a year and a half, and I don't want to change my internal monologue. You cannot make me. I'll just stop saying your name. Ugh. Clark being disappointing. Gonna foul the Palmer, right? Yeah, I like this. Get your cage reset up. Wait, it's not Scrubin? Okay, thank you. Thank you. I feel validated. You know, that's... You know, you gave me a better excuse. It's even better. I appreciate that. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't have 3 tongues. I find a lot of, like, Welsh, Danish, Slavic languages, they have all those phonics that I just cannot force my mouth to make. It's terrifying to me. A whole potato in your mouth, big noises. That's how it sounds to me. Like, I don't know how to make those pronunciations. It's crazy. Yes, Glava, terrified. Got me figured out. So the dirty player has currently gotten rid of the other dirty player. This is gonna get fouled more and more. Clark doing his job. It's like, tish, one harder, the other softer. Tish. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Tish. Okay, whoa. What is that like a cursed exclamation point question mark at the same time? I don't like that. That upsets me. This is a position. Clark's gonna get hit. Piling on, comes in. Good. Do you pile that on? I think I would have. Like, if they want to foul you now, it's kind of like whatever to me. But I can understand not wanting to give it a foul intentionally. But now you're giving up a Glart hit. Potato. ignoring the game to talk about mixed more. I remember someone was talking about having, what was it? A tree, or like 3 trees as your line of scrimmage was a possibility, and that just sounds hilarious. Because you have the wood elf tree and then the halfling trees. Oh, it's like really bad. What if you do it spread? Just give 4 Tomb Guardians to my... That's another good option. I like that. And then what? Do you have werewolves? Or do you have access to werewolves? Or like ghoul? Like what's your ball carrier look like? Okay, that's what I figured. And I know Glava's team is like Underworld with 4 Chaos Warriors, which is pretty fun. Or is that Glava's team? It might be Glava's. I don't know. I get confused. That's a dead. Dirty player, best skill confirmed. As archers. Okay, okay. Skitter Stab Stab's gonna come through. And this is showing how good, like, a lot of star players are great carriers. It's just, if you carry on a star player, you don't get SPP on your team, which makes me sad. Cheney's another example of a really good player to carry on that you don't want to because it makes you sad. Oh, they're talking about a mixed league. That's what we're talking about. The one we're watching is Dub Skulls, which is you start around 1250, I think it is. And Claw Palm is banned. You can have Claw Mighty Blow or Mighty Blow Palm. Or you can have Palm or Claw Mighty Blow. That's what I meant to say. Well, you never know. Strange Developer might still need to be reminded, you know. I've seen him play. Forgets things. I don't even know that. I'm just trying to... Not even true. Feller's a great player. Juggernaut is a great skill. But yeah, this is a league ran by Trunk. It's great. Oh, Feller, come back. It was all a meme. The punchline doesn't mean anything to me, I promise. Ugh. No, I get that, I get that. He wants to ban me constantly. Ban Russell, ban Russell. But if we ban me, then chat would have to take over the rookie spotlights, and like they might do a better job. I can't have. I'm trying to get my future competition to be worse at the game. That way I can get to the playoffs instead of Challengers Cup. I'm doing the long con. Don't get better at the game. Make everybody else worse. It's the American way. Yeah, I'm going to migrate. I'm going to migrate. It's okay. It's the true long con. Okay. Just some solid hits going on. Oh, that's fair. That's fair. Does it have more or less than 3 or 4 Nurgle teams? Because that's what I have this season. I might take it. This was just a nice stall. Skitter is a great piece. Turns out that Underworld with a Gutter Runner, pretty cracked. 2 Nurgle, but 10 Claw teams. You know, I think I'll pass. I had that last season. I had a Nurgle, 4 Chaos, 3 Lizards, an Orc, and then like 1 Elf and a Kislev? Or 2 Elves and a Kislev. Like, I'll pass. No, thank you. Okay, the wannabe stunty team has gotten a touchdown with a Gutter Runner. To be fair, I stand by the fact that I only have a couple Mighty Blow, you know? I have 3 Mighty Blow on my team. I'm not that killy. I'm more just guard locky. Kill teams are... Okay, here's the thing. It's not the kill teams. Like, it's not, oh, look, I'm a little killy, I got some Mighty Blow, I got some guard, bash, bash, bash. It's the people that, they don't have any tackle, they don't have anything that goes against elves, and they're only good at the bash teams that I struggle, because I have some anti-elf stuff. I don't play them like a kill team, I control the pitch. Well, I don't have Claw Palm. That's like something, right? Getting inducements right now, that means something. I just don't have I just don't have piling on. I don't feel like I need it. This is not a 1 turn, right? Was there a way to get 1 turn? I think that there was a way to make this a 1 turn, but it was hard. Movement 8, I don't think there's a reason not to go for the 1 turn, really. Unless in my lack of attention, like something that I just missed happened. But yeah, Glove, I don't think I've seen many problems with this game. It's just solid play on both fronts. You see, I don't play movement 8 teams. That way, I don't have to teach people how to do 1 turns. I just say, go learn how to do 1 turns from somebody else. Playing Underworld as stunties, there's your problem. But like, it's working this game because Skitter's an amazing ball carrier. Another high kick. It's pretty good. Wonder if the humans are going to go for a fast score? Go for the win? Or are they going to accept a tie? Down 2. And Underworld has 2 spares, so it'd be pretty hard to win without removals. Mighty Blow gets another removal. Could probably go for the win here. Blocking Glart with this player here. I'm getting to the killer, I like that. Do you follow onto the line rat? No. And at this point, I think we're considering going for the win. Looks like it. I think I would have pushed them onto the troll. Would have been a good hit go around instead. You wouldn't be able to screen off over here with Glart, but Glart's move 7, I think I'd rather have him here and have another player right there. But this is fine too. This is a better screen. I think the other way is a better hit. This ball can still be lobbed to the catcher. Doubt that's what we'll see, but it is a possibility. Ooh, is this a stab? No, it's just getting Skitter with shadowing there. Yeah. Skitter's taking a piling on hit now. Does not go down. Does get moved. Mighty Blow piling on onto the rat. Good. The big guys are now forced to look at each other for eternity. And this is just going to be a pass, right? Interception. Inaccurate. In a tackle zone. So Clark can't blitz you. Goblin, blitz, pick up with a goblin and hand off to somebody. Or dodge with the line rat. Try to pass to Skitter. Pick up with the goblin, put it on the sideline cage. Nope. G5. 5+ pass surprisingly does not succeed. Does on the reroll. And then the catch 1, so that's unfortunate. But 5+ with the reroll is not terrible. I'd almost rather just stick it in the cage here, though. Because now there's still possibility that it gets picked up and winged back to the catcher. I doubt it, though. Especially not now. You're not passing that now. No, that's fair, that's fair. I completely understand. Happy dopamine go whoosh. I wonder if Quinine goes for a pass again. No, which I think is the right move. And then you move the catcher central. Yeah, okay. This is good. Very good. That's not good. That's not good. That's an example of moving your pieces first. Especially on when you're gonna start with a loner action. But like that's also a 1 in 36 that occurred. And you had to re-roll that because you're about to get scored on. Okay. Prevents the miss next game. Diced, you say? Diced, you say? Yep, always playing for failure. And it's one of those, what is it? We all do it. We all just kind of get caught up in, well, 2Ds are really safe with block. Like, I need to get these blocks sorted before doing such and such. And then you get quad skulls and you cry. But I think most of the time, taking a essential 2-die block is not a horrible action before you move other players. Like, but the times it fails, like you just got to get in the habit of doing it proper. It's that laziness ruins us all. And sometimes, you're just taking the hits to open up the pathway, and then you get screwed that way. Happens. The 1 in 200 something. Perfect defense. Skitter's going to be able to score pretty easily here, I think, especially down 2 humans, and a lot of the KOs came back. Yeah, I know all your block players are loners. That's an issue. If only you could have, like, another player with a block skill on your team. It's a shame that they have dirty player instead. Let's see. They have dirty player and they keep taking hits. Just saying. Just saying. I don't hate fouling with a Goblo here. yeah, of course. I've never failed to score because of a 1 in 36 block that I was greedy about. Okay, I like the foul. Didn't work, but I liked it. I still remember the game where I was playing against some sort of elf, I think. Or maybe it was Underworld. I think it was Underworld. I was playing Chaos. And in the first half, I dub-skulled my 2-die blocks 3 times. Like 3 turns in a row. Used all my rerolls. Then I had no rerolls. And then I got another one a couple of turns later. Start the second half, it's like, okay, we got our rerolls back. We can actually start making some plays. Get a 3-die block on the line of scrimmage. Triple skulls. Still upset about that one. It still upsets me. Because the thing about those sort of things is then people are like, oh, you should have expected a dub skull with the way this game is going. Haha. And it's like, no. It's the same odds. It's the same odds it's been. It's just, you're saying that because it's like, oh, you've gotten so many. You're going to get more. Haha. Why you still play Blood Bowl? You know, I don't like to ask myself that question. I don't like to ask myself that question at all. Oh. There are definitely weeks where you play your scheduled game, and you're like, why do I play this game? And then I play Halflings, and I'm also sad, because then you play Halflings, which are a sub-optimal team, and then you also roll badly. The problem with being a Blood Bowl player that likes to play in leagues is sometimes you have months-long cold streaks just because you don't play many games. Like, if I have 3 matches this month and they all go poorly, I have a bad taste in my mouth about Blood Bowl for a month. So it's just kind of, it's got your ups and downs. But when you're on a hot streak and you're a league player, sometimes you're riding that Blood Bowl high for months. So it's kind of the catch-22. All my league matches are hard too, you know? But it's like the type of hard that when you win, it's so rewarding. But sometimes, you know, you win in the game and it's like, oh yeah, I just got super lucky. Yeah, I'm not usually pretty big on CCL, just because I get so tired. Leagues and CCL have similar problems in different ways. I get tired of going against the same team every game I play. And CCL, I think I've played like 15 CCL games, and 12 of those were Dwarves and Chaos Dwarves. Yeah, I am in the Discord. I've watched some of the games. It just doesn't interest me to play the mixed. It's a lot of thinking. Hot or cold? I don't like the stall. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not big on the stall. Well, that's part of the problem, right? I am like casually ultra competitive. Like, I won't get upset or anything, but like when I play a game that's like PvP, I can't help but do all the big brain thinky. And it's to the point that there are some games that I just cannot play because I think too much. Like, it's... Ugh. Thinking is a burden sometimes. Oh yeah, you stalled for fun. Yeah, okay, that's fair. That's fair. Exactly. You get it. You understand. Too much to think. Okay, here goes another one-turn attempt. This one's going better. Oh, rip one-turn attempt. It was a good attempt. Now, here's what I would be looking at, right? You can score a third time. You just have to open up a space next to this goblin. So you get this chain push, and you come right here and throw this goblin. It would be so fun if it worked. Or you can go and throw this goblin and have a lower chance of getting the required spaces. But imagine how fun that would be. Or can you chain push this? No, not even close. And Skitter rightly deserves the MVP for this game. Like, you shouldn't even be upset with that. Skitter did an amazing job. Let's see, and then Ruben wanted me to look at the mixed teams and give an unbiased power ranking. So is there, like, are all the players from all the teams available in these? Like, can I just look at these pictures and be able to make a good guess? Oh, okay. Yeah. I think Alliance of Goodness is probably deceptively mediocre. If your positionals don't overlap. So if you have the... Like, what do you mean? What do you mean with that? Only... Oh, okay. So, like, mainly for the undeads. Gotcha. looking at this, I probably think the only thing you would want from the halfling is 2 trees. So if you're going to go 3 trees on the line of scrimmage, you can, but then your team's really slow. But you have 2 War Dancers, which Alliance of Goodness, probably solid. A lot of mutations. Also solid, huh? Oh, yeah. Okay. It's almost just like Super Dwarves, right? Okay. Dark Elves, you got Witch Elves. Do you even want a Witch Elf? You take an Elf to be a ball carrier. Maybe. Or you take a Gutter Runner? This is a lot harder than I expected. Undeads. You'd never take a vampire. They don't exist. 4 Tomb Guardians. 2 Flesh Golems. 2 whites. A werewolf? Oh no, this is so hard, think. Oh, this is so hard to think about. Okay, so just right off the bat, Union of Small People suck. Bottom. Very bottom. You know what? Let's bring up a score sheet. Right? So let's try this. Let's see. Where can I put a score on the screen? Nah. Nah, we're just gonna wing it. You need Small People? Bottom. Violence together is probably not bad. Lizardmen, Orcs. Hell, just take Orcs with Lizardmen. Like, ignore the other 2 teams. Pretty good, pretty good. You have a Skink as a ball carrier. 1 Skink, specifically 1 Skink. Outclassed by other teams? Yeah, that makes sense. They don't have a lot of starting block. Super Elves, you just take Elf Blitzers. So this is just Super Elves, right? Like, this is probably mediocre just because they don't have too much standoutish. Like, you get 2 Pro Elf Blitzers. You get a Pro Elf Catcher, maybe? A War Dancer or 2. You ignore High Elves. Yeah, they're just okay. That's what I said. Just I don't think Chaos God selection is better. Like I think this is like mediocre. They don't have a good enough ball carrier, and there's so many War Dancers. I'm assuming. So Chaos Gods also suck. Yeah, Chaos is crap. That's what I thought. This has a Gutter Runner on it. I'm tempted to say it's good. It has a Gutter Runner. Oh, it's broken as fuck? Okay. That's what I thought. Is just everything with a Gutter Runner insane? Anti-Fur Society? Bad. Just bad. They don't have a good ball carrier. Chainsaw. Ooh, okay. Chainsaw's good then. Okay. But yeah, Anti-Fur? Bad. That's my call. Human League. I mean, okay. Step it back. Four blodge from the Amazons and ignore the rest? Solid. And then Norse lineman. Okay. A Skink as a ball carrier. Okay, maybe Anti-Fur is not as bad as I thought. But also, why does Anti-Fur Society have a Yeti and Ulf on it? This should be illegal. Human League. You get a lot of block. That's about it. Like, probably doesn't scale well. But at, like, League start, Human League just... Human League is garbage? Really? Really? because they don't have any strength 4, right? I'm assuming that's why. So coming back... Yeah, I think Alliance of Goodness probably also mediocre. No one played them. Fair. I do think the Chaotic pack is actually really good. They've got a gutter runner. They've got to be great, right? And then the undead, like, you know, honestly, these first few are looking so much better now that I've gone through these. Yeah, okay. And just, like, I pretty much nailed the ones that suck. Like, you suck. You super mediocre, did we say? Or... Elves they're just elves. There's nothing new about these. They're elves plus. Like, they're elves that don't have to get the levels to do elf things. Like, their base level is elf. Garbage. Has a gutter runner. Amazing. Surprisingly mediocre. Yeah, the elves like the line fodder. Yeah. And I'm sure it's hard to balance the desire to have the right positionals and the need to be lean. Or is it just like a lot of... Is it a very bloaty league? Very hard, yeah. Not really. Okay. So then we have a mixed match that Glava accidentally sent me, if we want to look at that. 50k for AV9. Yeah, that's not bad. It's solid. But I think it's also a matter of... I think it's a matter of, if you go below 11, you're forced to take random linos. So anything with skinks is probably detrimental if you get a skink. Let's see. This is Glava versus Artrez, and this is the 4 Chaos Warrior, Skaven Blitzer, 2 Elves, 3 Elves. I don't think I would want a Witch Elf outside of base Dark Elves. Lions gets Halfling Lunge. Yeah, that's pretty rough. That's pretty rough. Yeah, 2 really good Blitzers. Yeah, this is a good team. Meanwhile, Blitzers are just mediocre. I feel like, Glava, do you get disappointed by your team at times? They have good starting skills. They have decent access. But the lack of guard probably hits you. 2 catchers. Oh, this is like a really fast team, though. They don't disappoint you. Okay. Oh, really? Oh, okay. It really needs the Dauntless. That makes sense. So much stuff going on. I don't even know how to evaluate, like, what's good or not. Oh, this is new and terrifying. Claw Mighty Blow good. I'm assuming Dirty Player on the Undead is also really strong. Because they're against so many positionals, it's hard not to have a good foul available. I'll be honest, Glava, that terrifies me. I can't just be happy and roll dice like that. It's not how my brain works. I get terrified. afford it, though. That's fair. Maybe if you took one less Tomb Guard... No, that's the wrong answer, right? I can have 7 Strength 4 players. I'm going to have... Or Strength 5 players. I'm going to have all the Strength 5 players. 2 agility ups is insane, though. Running so many blodge. So many blodge. That's what I figured. That's what I figured. You have a block tackle, mummy? Oh, that's insane. That's insane. Is it a mummy or is it a Tomb Guardian? Because Block Mighty Blow Tackle is superior to, Oh, yeah, that's insane. Yeah, I saw that one. I saw that one in action. The crazy War Dancer. It's very reminiscent of Frank, but it's a War Dancer. He found it with the SARS. I love it. Ooh, bold dodges. Strip ball juggernaut. Like that combination. No sure hands to protect. Okay. You have the ball. Uh, 3 plus 2 plus? Oh, you're getting diced. Your dodge didn't work. Garbage game, really. I love this claw palm troll. Rolls for the POW? And now you basically have to pick up the ball with your Witch Elf. Otherwise, this is going to be really annoying to get back from Glava. Ooh, okay. Scattering the ball. Spicy. Okay, you have the ball. And now you cannot move. And you're based by the War Dancer. Gonna foul it. Sent up. Okay. This ball is getting hit again. Move a couple pieces, hit ball. Oh. Oh, okay. That's... I don't even think that was the wrong play. That's just really sad. And you were saving this for the pickup, I assume. But you had another elf here. I think you were just supposed to make that 2-die. No, you couldn't make it 2-die. I stand corrected. Ignore me. Yeah, I noticed that. Gonna take guard next, I'm assuming. Make your line of scrimmage a little more intimidating? Or just, like, not even worry about it. Take, like, stand firm. That is fair, that is fair. So how are you going to get the 3 touchdowns necessary to decide on what skill you're taking on him? It's a lot of distance for a Longbeard, you know? 3-2 dodge here, maybe? Just the 3 dodge with Mighty Blow. That works too. I think I would have just rather pushed the ball this way, just because having it further away from the end zone is better. Yeah, his team is crazy fast. Also, I just realized something. My HelloFresh sponsorship might end up being a fluke, because I'm pretty sure the giant discount is only for the U.S. I think is HelloFresh only U.S. as well. I don't know, but I know the discount's only U.S. based, and most of the people that watch me are EU. We'll still do some CCL stuff. It'll be fine. Oh, okay. Okay, so it's the other... Yeah. Basically, I have the other way around, then. But I will have other ways of offering people wonderful discount. We'll still do some fun CCL stuff anyways. I'll talk about that after we watch this game. Talk about my plans. Because we're going to have a wheel. And the wheel allows me to ignore chat, but pretend like you had a say in the decision making. And this ball is pretty much gone now. I'm actually really surprised that Artrez didn't manage to get this score. Immediate skull into skull, and it's just the Blodge team gets it back. It's amazing. We'll say, still not huge on the Witch. Still not huge on the Witch. I think it's just too slow to develop when you have teams full of positionals. I think starting skills matter a lot. And the Witch has dodge. That's about it. Also only moves 7, not even that fast. I think just the blitzers are better. I'd rather have another blitzer. I mean, yeah, it's probably fine. It gives you a frenzy piece, and frenzy pieces threaten sidelines and yada yada yada. It's really not that bad. Especially, if you start it with block, it's probably pretty great. If you're at, the start of the season. Well, yeah, but that's why I was more like another blitzer. Just because, like, the blitzer's just as good of a ball carrier, really. If not better. Doesn't have frenzy. Starts with block. Just can't make it to the double screen. Ugh. So far away. I'm on my way. Just like, how often does the Longbeard get stuck on the line of scrimmage for the whole game? Like, does the Longbeard ever just like not get to move? Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I've not played much Dark Elves, so I might be a little biased against them. Oh, your entire team is in the enemy half, and like your Longbeard's just stuck on the line of scrimmage. I'm assuming you're stalling for another turn, because there's a troll, and that's a one-turn touchdown waiting to happen. Still, you gotta get lucky for the one turn, but it's still a one turn. And you just got a very, very easy screen. High five. Can I link Spike? No, I can't. Oh, yeah, I still have links disabled, still too many bots. You'll probably get timed out. That was almost sad, wasn't it? Yeah, at some point I'll re-enable links. But the bots just they annoy me too much when I'm doing, like, when I'm playing my own games. There's like too many bots. It's not a huge deal if I'm just like watching something or casting something, because like I'm not busy. When I'm playing, it's just like I don't want to stop what I'm doing to deal with a bot. Okay, that is a Chaos Warrior gone. That was not even a yeah. Sad. Are we taking a hit? Yes, we're taking a hit on the Witch Elf. And oh, spicy reroll. I mean, I don't even blame the tilt foul. Not even a bad foul. It was like a full assist, full wraparound. Just didn't trade positively. Happens sometimes. You know, I played against Bud Tugley on Tuesday, and we had a very fun game in Discord, and I just fouled his rats for 13 turns straight. Didn't have a bribe, just really good at not getting sent off. Bud had the audacity to try to play Blood Bowl that game. So honestly, I think that was the most fun I had in a Blood Bowl game in quite a while. Because I think Bud and I have missed each other's division for 4 seasons in a row, and we just finally hit each other's division this year, or this season. And, you know, then it was like the most anticlimactic game. No deaths, no perms. Ugh. Yep, that'll happen. Minus a turn is great for Guava. Just run this in, get to 2-0, and stall. The fact that it went into your hands, even better. You don't follow that up. Ooh, you do follow that up? You madman. You know, Glove, I will say one thing. You don't play by anybody else's rules, and I respect that. I do also respect not doing the GFIs before you get the other movement. But that's just me. You don't have to respect what I respect. Feller, what toxic abuse you're winging at Glava? I would never. I would never. You see, Glava, you went through the cycle though. You did things wrong. You learned how to do them right. And now you're doing them wrong, but because you enjoy it that way. And that's okay. You know it's probably not the most optimal. You know it's controversial. And it's not the wrong play of ignorance, it's the wrong play of decision. You make the wrong play because you don't know any better. I make the wrong play because I do know better. We are not the same. Yep. Oh, man. Fellas really speak my language tonight. Getting called out. But now, it's like when I say, you know, this is the wrong play if you want to win the game. That's like not a knock on people. Sometimes you value the level more than the win. Whereas, like, in CCL, you definitely value the wins more than the level, I think. Unless it's, like, early in the team's lifespan. Assuming you're going for Chalice. If you're not going for Chalice, you're just playing to have a good time. Playing to murder some pieces, whatever. This is very interesting to watch. Like, I don't know. I don't really have a good parallel to compare this game to. Like, it's a Claw team versus an Agi team when it comes down to it, but it's like so different. Oh yeah. You know, it's just putting the facts in different words changes how they feel. Like, man, like, what are the turn timers? Like, can you imagine like trying to play mixed on like a 2-minute turns? That would be terribly difficult. It's got the, I get a lot of the vibes of like the elves are elfier barely, but then like all the bash teams have base skills, and then there's so many positionals. Oh, yeah, yeah. I definitely does not look rookie friendly. Yeah, and it's really the cost benefit analysis and team creation really difficult, especially because probably don't get many places to try out the theoreticals in action, you know? And the diversity of teams you can be going against, so big, so big. Such abuse. Wait, do you have how many thralls do you have on your team for your vampire? Because I don't hate one vampire for the Hypnogaze, because Hypnogaze forces your opponent to play different. Standard cages are not acceptable. One thrall in the pitch at any given time? Okay, okay. It is working extremely somewhat. That glowing recommendation for vampires on every team. Ugh, I can't wait for clan to start so I can play vampires again. My team is ready, primed, able. I've got 4 developed vampires now. Might be able to get to 5 after the end of the season. Right, right. I agree with you completely, Glava. Are you guys in one of the 2s? Because Rise made it to the 2s. Yeah, we are just as surprised as anybody. What was it? What was it that I said? You know, you could be like one of the stunty teams, like Chris was it? Oh, that was, and apparently not a stunty clan. Whoops. Didn't even mean to insult you. Look, Jeff, I mean, last season we had it so rough. We had a really hard division, and our starting clan was rough. Our first season, not last season, season before last. So, our first season, our Rise went second from last, and last season we were second place, almost first. By, like, if the other match had gone any other way, they would have tied. We would have tied, and we would have won with touchdown differential. Ooh. You sacked your block, Beast and Nurgle? Whoa! Really? I highly recommend getting to Div 2 if you can. You get so much money. We almost ran out of things to spend money on. It's insane how much money you get. Well, we also have we have a new stunty player on our roster, so that's probably also why we have so much money. Because we have Shaggorath, and They are playing some Gabos this season for Rise. Which means that our orcs, our vampires, our elves, so many monies. Our humans. Well, I'm glad you decided on that. It's good to make these important decisions. But yeah, we have Mort and Bringer have dropped this season. Bringer's moving away from a lot of league stuff, playing more CCL, and Mort has a child now. Pretty busy with that. And we have picked up Karma Shiota and Shegaroth. So should be just as fun as last season. Ooh, first pumpkin spice. Pumpkin spice is a great flavor combination. Kislev and Underworld. What are we talking about? Have Goblos, Flings, Ogres, Kislev, Underworld. Okay, so how does it feel to have 3 stunty teams in your clan? I don't know. We have 4. No, you don't. You're cosplaying, and you cannot convince me otherwise. I don't even know what's happening in this game. I've stopped trying to analyze it. I accept that I don't know. Oh. Also, Sine Wave, you missed it. Like an hour ago, I gave the green light to timeout Glava, and you weren't here, so that opportunity's gone with the wind. It was a shame. You missed your chance. No, you could put claw on. You could put claw on the goblins. No one ever said there was a law against it. But you could also just give the rats claw mighty blow. Clawblins. Clawblins? Oh. I love it. It's dumb, and I love it. Underworld and Ogres are not the same amount of stunty. I don't even want to hear it. Noblars can go die in a hole. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. Do not like Ogres. Makes me sad. Okay, and then the game will end. Some more punches. More punches. So many dub skulls in the last few turns. And clap on. Clap on. Clap on. And a disappointment. All right, that will do that. Wanted to go over some stuff for tomorrow real quick. Yes, Strength 5 strong. Okay. So, let's see. I have this. Tomorrow, gonna do a. No, that's acceptable. But I had tomorrow. We're gonna be doing some CCL stuff. We're gonna be doing a sponsored stream by HelloFresh. We're gonna have straw polls. We're gonna have weighted wheels. It's gonna spin with choices. You can make me take a Leap Yeti. You can help me pick what team I'm gonna play. It'll be a good time. Good time. But it'll be a lot of fun. It'll be a lot of fun. If you can't make it, there'll be the VOD. Is it for channel points? What do you mean is what for channel points? No. We're just gonna have a straw poll. No, I'm not gonna make a channel poll. I'm just gonna make it like if you're there, you can vote on skills for level ups. No channel points required. But we'll do one stream of that. We'll do a stream of that for until I get too tired. Oh, you know, I could make it channel point based, but instead of, I don't know. Like I can do it so that you can auction off as many channel points as you'd like, and that gets added to the weight. I could do that. And then just like make a custom reward that you redeem to use the points. Ooh, that's a thought, Glava. I'm I'm not sure though. I'm not sure. Ooh. And Titus resubscribed 2 months. Butts in the ass. Very, very generous. I appreciate it. Okay, I'll think about it, Glava. That would mean that my vote is worth less. Because I was already gonna claim my wife's vote and say, oh, you know, haha, I get 2 votes because I have a wife and she agrees with me, haha. But if we do the channel point things, I don't have channel points for myself, so that would be just misery. But that'll do me for today. I will be back on tomorrow around 2 or 3 in EST. 18 to 19 USD. So, I'm Hop Off. Thanks for tuning in. Y'all have a good one.